Hey there, Mustangs. Miss Monest here with a read aloud for you, coming to you from my ever popular cat room, although I don't think my cats are in here anywhere. In honor of Wednesday being our first day for house activities, I thought I would read this book called The House Where We Belong. It was written by Kim Bearden, who was one of the people at the Ron Clark Academy who helped come up with the whole house system. So she wrote this book to share with other people about how the house system works. Fun fact, this was a team effort because I borrowed the book from Mrs. Quesada, and then Ms. Borquist and I worked together to make an AR quiz for it. So teachers, in the email with this video link, I will include the AR quiz number. The House Where We Belong. It's more than a house. It's a family. There once was a boy named Calypso Carmine whose favorite line was, "Don't touch that, it's mine." He wanted everything. He wouldn't share. He wasn't too nice. He would shout, "That's not fair." No one could have something more than he had. To be honest, Calypso was spoiled and sad. The older he grew, Calypso lost friends. Even his teachers could not put an end to his complaining. Calypso was snappy, but deep inside, he was unhappy. Sounds like a little bit of rhyming there. One day, Calypso learned that he would move. He would be going to a new school. He stomped his feet and screamed, "Mom, I will not." No. His mother was tired and told him, "Stop. You might find a new start where you belong." He hoped deep down inside that she was not wrong. His first day of school was a surprise. Calypso was shocked. He stood there wide-eyed. The students all smiled. They were glad he was there. Calypso opened his mouth and just stared. That's the entrance to his new school. His new teachers entered, Mr. Clark and Miss Bearden. Should he like all these people or should he fear them? Miss Barnes, Mr. Burden, all were nice too. Calypso was not sure what he should do. He had grown used to being so mean, but this place was the best place he had ever seen. A little sign there says, "Dreams plus determination equals success." "Welcome, Calypso," a boy said in blue. "I'm in River. Do you know what we do? Our school has houses. They are different than teams. Our house is a family, the one where we dream. Each house is unique, and sometimes it seems you are picked to land in the one that you need." "That is true," a girl giggled in red, "but sometimes you land where your strengths are instead. My house is Ami. We'll be your best friends. We're loyal and honest and true to the end." That's Amistad. "Yes, you are nice, I'll admit that. But we all should be brave. What about that?" "Isabendi means courage," a boy said in green. "We are always strong, but we are never mean." Calypso knew he had none of these traits. He wasn't a friend, a dreamer, or brave. He would not fit in here, he did not believe. These houses could help him, but he wanted to leave. Just as he started to walk toward the door, Miss Brown hollered, "Wait, Calypso, there's more. Our house, Altruismo, is the one that gives back." He turned to see smiling students in black. Calypso knew then that he could not be an RCA student. He could not see how he could give when he wanted it all. He knew that his heart was selfish and small. Right as Mr. Clark called out his name, Calypso knew that he should be ashamed. Just as he wondered why they were so nice, Mr. Clark told him to spin and then to slide. There's their spinner. Which house do you guys think Calypso will land in? As Calypso walked up to the stairs, the students all cheered, and the whole school was there. Mrs. Bearden took his hand, looked into his eyes. She was so happy he was surprised. When she said, "Don't worry, the wheel knows what's best. Give it a spin and let it do the rest. Then go down the slide. When you come out the end, you'll learn what your new house is and see all your new friends." There he goes. He reached for the wheel and spun it around, ran up the stairs, and then he slid down. He knew when he slid, he would make a big change. He wanted to be better and not just the same. Just as he landed, he was thrown in the air. The students cheered wildly. They circled him there. "You're one of us now. Altruismo is black. We give all we got, and we always give back." Thumbs up if you're in the house of Altruismo. Calypso was stunned. Did the wheel get it wrong? Could this house be where he really belonged? He wanted so much for it to be true, but all these feelings of joy were so new. Could he be unselfish? Could he share his stuff? Could he give of his time? Was he good enough? But as he looked at each person's smile, he knew deep down inside that he really would try. But Calypso was not the only new kid whose first day of school went well like his did. Another new student named Sapphire Stroud. Another new student was Sapphire Stroud. It was said that her thoughts often drifted like clouds. Imaginative, curious, creative, and clever. Some of her thoughts seemed to go on forever. Look at those clouds. Have you ever looked up at the clouds and pictured what they look like? But when kids have ideas like Sapphire could, sometimes their ideas are misunderstood. Her teachers would say, "You must pay attention." She would hang her head low. She would not mention. Though she knew the answers to all of the questions, sometimes she even had better suggestions. Sapphire could see more than others could see. She could imagine what something could be. Some of her old classmates said she was weird. She spent many nights in her bed crying tears. Oh, that's sad. Could she really show the others the ways that she was smart? Would they love her ideas and embrace her art? But when Sapphire entered the doors of the school, she was quickly surrounded by students in blue. "Hi, we're the Dreamers. Revere is our house." Dreamers were her people. She did not have a doubt. "But what is a house?" Sapphire asked. "Could I go there to find friendships that last?" She imagined a house with a roof and a door, a living room, kitchen, bedrooms, and more, a driveway, a garage. But where was this place? How could real houses fit in this school space? Just when she was thinking about this deep thought, she looked up and noticed Mr. Clark. "Students, your house is not a real place. It is the people. It is not a space. You'll work together to become your best. Your goal is to stand out and still help the rest." You can earn points by working together in good times and bad times, whatever the weather. When you are excellent, brilliant, and kind, when you uplift others and stretch your mind, you will get points as a reward. They will be added here on this big board. The house that receives the highest score will win the house championship. That's the award. As Sapphire waited to spin the big wheel, she thought this all felt too good to be real. She was a dreamer. She knew it was true. She hoped in her heart that the wheel would spin blue. She's saying, please, please, please. She had heard Mrs. Bearden, the wheel would decide. She spun the wheel hard and then closed her eyes. Then Mr. Walker was there at her side, taking her running up the huge slide. She whipped round and round as she slid to the ground. When she got out the tube, there wasn't a sound. Everyone was watching the final click, click. They all held their breath. Revere was the pick. Everyone hugged her and laughed as they cheered. She belongs with the dreamers, the ones with the ideas. Thumbs up if you're in the house of Revere. Next, you should know about Ronan O'Reilly. He was a great friend. He was always smiling. His big sister Regan was the head of Revere. She was the house leader. She was a smart girl. Since he'd been little, he'd been told to wear blue, just as all good Revere students should do. Regan just hoped that her little brother would spin into her house. There could be no other. Ronan had waited for his day to spin. It was finally here. He would make many friends. When he stepped up to the wheel, he said, land on blue, just as his sister had told him to do. Imagine the shock, confusion, and dread when Ronan realized he'd landed on red. Ami surrounded him and happily cheered. Ronan was nervous. Was this feeling fear? Thumbs up if you're in the house of Amistad. They were so happy they held up their hearts. He had to admit it was a great start. Was the wheel broken? Didn't it see that Revere was the place where he knew he should be? I know some of you guys felt that way when we sorted. You really wanted to be in a different house. His big sister Regan saw how sad his face was. She went to his side and said, you found your place. I kind of knew that you wouldn't land on blue. Being a good friend is the best thing you do. We love our own houses here and think they're the best, but realize we also still love all the rest. Ronan relaxed and started to laugh. The wheel had given him a different path. He knew a new journey was about to start. He smiled as he held up his own heart. Calypso, Sapphire, and Ronan were great. But one more student was with them that day. Walter McWilliams had his own story, one that was filled with panic and worry. Walter was timid and often afraid. He worried about school. He worried about grades. But no matter how much Walter would try, he sometimes grew scared. He sometimes would cry. So when he found himself at the school gates, he felt his lip tremble. He saw his knees shake. His mom said, go in, you'll be okay. He wanted to believe her as she walked away. Sorry. Just as he wondered just what he should do, Ronan walked up and said, are you new too? This is the best school you'll ever find. We'll work hard in class, but the students are kind. Walter wanted to believe what he said, but too many other thoughts went through his head. He stood without speaking. His eyes just kept blinking. Miss Barnes gently asked, Walter, what are you thinking? He tried to answer, but he was afraid. Oh, how he wished he could learn to be brave. Houses can't help me, he finally said. He wanted them to, but he just didn't get it. Wearing a color and having new friends could not change all of the problems with him. He had always been like this. He could not change. He feared he would always remain the same. Mrs. Barnes said, "Walter, whatever you need, your house will be there for you. Just wait and see. You'll make friends in each house, but your house will be the best. They'll always show care for you when you are stressed." Any predictions on what house he will land in? Just as he started to understand, Miss Bearden was there to take his hand. Yes, you can earn points when you're in a house, but the points not just points. That's not all it's about. Your house is your people who will see you through. They'll push you but help you in all that you do. She slowly led him up the great wheel. Give it a spin, Walter. This is for real. Walter fought all his usual thoughts. If he spun too hard, would the wheel fall off? If he ran too quickly back up the big stairs, would he fall and the others would laugh at him there? If he slid down the slide, could he get stuck? Would he get hurt? That would be just his luck. It seemed Miss Bearden could understand. She looked into his eyes and then squeezed his hand. Somehow he trusted her. He'd be okay. He spun the wheel hard. He was well on his way. Mr. Walker grabbed him and ran with him fast. He could hardly keep up, but he started to laugh. When he tossed him into the huge, scary slide, he spun round and round, but he didn't die. He does look scared in that slide, doesn't he? As soon as he landed, he could hear all the cheers. The students liked him despite all his fears. Walter's in Bindi, the house filled with courage. We'll help you be brave. We'll support and encourage. Raise your hand or thumbs up if you're in Isabindi. How could he be green? He couldn't believe it. Could he be courageous? Could he achieve it? He knew that it would take him more than a day, but his new friends would help him learn to be brave. After the students had slid and were sorted, everyone cheered. They all felt supported. Calypso looked up at Mr. Clark's face and said, "I wish all schools could feel like this place." "I wish that too," Sapphire said. "Every school needs green, blue, black, and red." Walter said, "I just hope that some schools will see what belonging to houses means to kids like me." Roman shared, "Oh, Walter, no one told you?" "They do. The houses are in many schools." "Yes, our houses have spread everywhere. They're all over the world," Mr. Vernon shared. "Your house here is special, that is quite true, but houses are worldwide." This is quite true. Oh, wait. "Your houses here are special, this is quite true, but houses are worldwide and they do what we do. You must know about our other friends too. There are more colors at wonderful schools. Solvare is yellow. They uplift all others." Sorry, my kitty cat's getting in the way. "They are also your sisters and brothers. Nukamori is purple where kindness belongs." Thumbs up if you're in Solvare. Thumbs up if you're in Nukamori. "They remind us that helping people is what makes us strong. Protos is turquoise, the house of success. They teach us to work hard and always do our best." Thumbs up if you're in Protos. "On Raka is orange where unity is shown. We're better together than we are alone." "These other four houses also compete. They are our family. They make us complete. When all of our houses are with all the rest, we become better. We are our best. Even though they are not here every day, they are a part of our hearts in every way." There they are with their symbols. Sorting day is special. It's where we all have a choice to be who we should be. We all should be brave and go for each dream. We should all be good friends and never be mean. We should all work together and always give. All 8 of the houses remind us of this. Your house is a place where you will belong on days when you're right and even when you're wrong. We celebrate and cheer for every house. This is a part of what it's all about. But when you feel like you're scared or feeling sad, you don't have a friend, and it makes you feel bad, and you just want to make the world a better place, your house will help you each step of the way. Calypso, Sapphire, Ronan, and Walter still made some mistakes. They messed up and faltered, but they discovered they were never alone. A house is not a building, but it is always a home. When I say 8 houses, you say 1 family. 8 houses. You got it. We are all 1 family. There's some quick little pictures. Alturismo, Amistad, Isabindi, Rever, Salvare, Nukamari, Onraka, Protos, and that's it. Teachers, if anybody wants to borrow this book, it does have like the chants in there for each house. All right, I hope you all take the quiz that Mrs. Borquist and I made together on this wonderful read aloud. Thank you.